The first human fell from the sky in flames, and every alien on the observation deck froze, because Earth had been officially dead for 300 years. I was there when it happened. I remember the alarms choking the silence of the station, the way the void beyond the viewport rippled like bruised glass. We had been cataloging extinct worlds, a routine duty for a forgotten system, when the sky above Karen 9 split open and something burned its way through real space. Not a ship, a body, wrapped in fire, and screaming. None of us were prepared for that. Karen 9 was a sanctuary world, a place no one was supposed to come to. The Galactic Compact marked it as a quiet memorial, once a listening post, now a mausoleum. Earth's last transmission echoed here, archived and untouched. I knew it well. I'd studied humanity as a historian, not as a soldier. Humans were a tragedy, a lesson, brilliant, violent, gone, until one of them hit the atmosphere like a meteor and survived. I ran. I don't remember deciding to, only the pounding of my heart and the way gravity seemed heavier with every step. When I reached the impact site, the ground was glassed, smoking. At the center lay a figure in shattered armor, cracked white plates glowing red along the seams. The armor was ancient, Terran design Mark IV from the old war. The human stood up anyway. He tore his helmet free and sucked in air like he'd been drowning for centuries. His face was burned, scarred, eyes blazing with impossible fury. He looked at the ring of alien scientists surrounding him and smiled. "Good," he said hoarsely. "You're still alive." That should have terrified me more than it did, because behind him, the sky screamed again. More streaks of fire cut through the clouds. Dozens, hundreds, human warriors falling like wrath itself, slamming into a world that had never known them. The Compact's defense grids never fired. They didn't recognize the signatures. Humanity was extinct after all. But extinction, I realized too late, was not the same as defeat. They moved with terrifying purpose. Some collapsed on impact. Others rose screaming. All of them fought. Compact security forces poured in, sleek and advanced, armed with weapons that could unmake stars. But they hesitated. Humans weren't in any threat models. Humans were ghosts. The first firefight lasted 7 minutes. The Compact lost a station. I learned his name later. Captain Elias Rourke, last of the 7th Orbital Drop Legion. At least, that's what he claimed at first. He was wrong. They were never the last. Not even close. Humanity hadn't died. It had gone underground, beyond our charts, beyond our arrogance. They had been waiting. And Karen 9 was their answer. We captured Rourke after the second wave fell, not because we overpowered him, but because he let us. He was bleeding, armor fused the skin, but his eyes were clear, calculating. He looked at me through the containment field and asked a question that hollowed my chest. "Did you keep the recordings?" I didn't answer. I couldn't, because I knew what he meant. Earth's final broadcast, the one that showed cities burning under compact bombardment, the one where humanity begged for ceasefire and got silence, the one the Council classified as necessary collateral. We told ourselves humans started that war. We told ourselves they deserved it. Rourke laughed when I finally spoke the truth. "You watched us die," he said softly, "and then you archived it. That was only the beginning. As the hours passed, more humans arrived, not in ships, but in drops, falling like judgment. The sky burned constantly now, a curtain of fire. Compact commanders demanded explanations. Sensors screamed impossible readings. Humanity had cracked something forbidden, a way to weaponize gravity itself. They weren't invading. They were answering. Then came the mid-signal, a transmission that hijacked every frequency on the station. Not a threat, not a declaration of war. A message, looped endlessly, spoken by a woman with tired eyes. "This is Earth," she said. "We are still here." That changed everything. The truth spilled out under pressure. Humans hadn't just survived, they had evolved, driven by loss, by rage, by a singular idea that alien logic could never grasp. The compact believed in deterrence, balance, numbers. Humans believed in revenge. But there was something else, something buried deeper. Rourke revealed it during interrogation, when the alarms dipped and the fighting stalled. Humanity hadn't come to conquer Carranine. They'd come to die. "This place," he said, coughing blood, "is where you keep the truth, where you buried what you did to us. We're not here to win. We're here to make sure you can never forget." I didn't understand. Not until the planet began to crack. Carranine wasn't a sanctuary. It was a vault. Beneath its crust lay the compact's greatest secret. A weapon built from stolen human research. A star killer. Tested once. On Earth. The emotional low point came when I accessed the sealed files and saw it for myself. The Council hadn't destroyed Earth in war. They had tested it. Humanity was an experiment that fought back. And now the experiment had come home. The humans weren't trying to stop the weapon. They were triggering it. Rourke looked almost peaceful when I confronted him. "We can't beat you," he admitted, "but we can make sure you lose." I begged him. I don't know why. Maybe guilt. Maybe fear. Maybe because somewhere along the way, I started to admire them. Their fury. Their love for a world already gone. He shook his head. "No one was supposed to come," he said. "That was your mistake." The final confrontation wasn't a battle. It was a choice. I had access, clearance, a way to shut the sequence down, to save the compact, to erase humanity for good this time, or let the truth burn through the galaxy like a second sun. Rourke watched me, silent, trusting me with his species' last stand. My hands shook. I thought of Earth's oceans boiling, of children screaming into static, of 300 years of lies. I pulled the lever. The weapon fired, not outward, but inward. Data, not destruction. Every secret broadcast across the stars. Every crime, every lie, every scream humanity ever sent into the void. The compact shattered overnight. When the light faded, the humans were gone, vaporized by the feedback. All of them. Warriors who fell from the sky, knowing they would never leave. Carranine became a monument, not to extinction, but to defiance. Sometimes when I stare at the stars, I imagine fire falling again, and I remember Captain Rourke's smile as the sky burned. Earth didn't come back, but its warriors made sure the galaxy would never sleep peacefully again.